The final day of the 15th International CIFA Forum was all about direct ideas exchange between experts on subjects like regulation, cross-border taxation, financial fraud, and other issues affecting the world of business. The day's proceedings started with a minute's silence in memory of CIFA's Executive Committee member Aldo Varena, who recently passed away.
Who left us last year at the age of 55, and who has been since the constitution of CIFA a very valuable member of its executive board.
The wide range of international attendees meant that participants could learn from real cases from other countries.
In Italy and Europe, because of the new legislation will come into force from next January. It's a new regulation, it's called MiFID II, and we'll introduce a new rules for advisors and for cost transparency, and will change the market a lot.
Countries like Indonesia is an unknown giant, so everybody knows Singapore, Hong Kong, but with a country of more than 250 million people, who is a moderate Islamic country, I think it could be an example for a lot of Arabic country, Muslim country, but also it's an opportunity for Europe to find new markets and to develop their knowledge in terms of finance in a country which is still an emerging country.
Experts highlighted the importance of trust between advisors and clients and how technology is changing that relationship.
We're not supposed to sell fear, we're selling peace of mind. We're supposed to sell hope that you can achieve your goals, and that comes through a professional, ethical advisor who truly understands the needs of the clients. If we mess that up, or if we overcharge for that service, or we underpay and we fail to help our client reach their goals, you're destroying trust.
The biggest job of an advisor is not all the stuff that advisors generally talk about, asset management and all the sort of things they do. It's actually to say to the client, it's time that you gave an hour or two to actually think about your financial future. Because until you make that challenge, nothing else happens.
I think that's still the major challenge. How can we rebuild, renew, and together with all kind of associations work on the solutions to make sure that our clients every time have their best interest.
The world's economy is facing various challenges as a consequence of shifting policy, politics and technology.
Well, millennials are the different way they have to consume and to relate in general with the economic world is one of the disruptions that this profession and this market is going to have. This is more linked probably to the technology changes and the online services that are going to be dominant or are practically starting to be dominant already. No?
What is missing really is the link between the regulation that is put on one side with the reality of the trade on the other side. I think that's where we have a lot of things to promote ourselves for and to get answers for as well.
Today's roundtables, or knowledge cafes as they are called, were a key new format that CIFA implemented to allow participants to engage directly with each other's ideas.
It's leveraging the knowledge, because you can listen to 8 other people or 12 other people, and at the end your discussion getting wrapped up. That means another dozens of people can listen to the outcome or the conclusions of the discussion at your table.
We really wanted all the participants to intervene, to speak their words, their thought on all the topics, and that's what we got. So it's really a success.
CIFA's co-founder, Richard Smuha, prompted attendants to realize that CIFA needs their work and commitment to fulfill its mission.
A very big step forward, not so much in standardization, but in the creation of a more unified profession, and a more unified profession is going to give us a much stronger position with the legislators and regulators.
New regulation and complex international taxation systems have created a whole new set of difficulties for businesses and their clients.
It's all about regulation. They have tripled the amount of people that they hire to deal with their compliance issues and regulatory issues. The way business was done 8 years ago is totally different than the way business is done today. Okay, it's very difficult to open up a bank account. They require a lot more information, and because they've paid huge fines to the U.S. government, there's a lot of 99 different banks have signed agreements, non-prosecution agreements, so that the U.S. would not prosecute them.
But what should financial advisors keep in mind when facing all of these changes? Some think that being able to adapt is key.
It's the flexibility that advisor needs, because if he is flexible, then he needs to take the legislation burden that's coming, all the administrative things that he has to fulfill. And the only thing he has is time, and the time doesn't change. So he needs to be flexible to actually implement everything that the legislation brings and link it with the needs of the clients.
The role of public-private partnerships, as stated in the United Nations Post-Development Agenda, is key to tackle poverty and reduce inequality.
With the new agenda of United Nations, the 2030 agenda, with 17 goals, 169 targets, 230 indicators, it's a huge program. We cannot do it alone. Government cannot do it alone, civil society cannot do it alone, academia cannot do it alone. We need to do it with the private sector.
Regulators go to regulator meetings, finance people go to finance meetings, NGO people go to NGO meetings. What we need is to get all these guys into the same ring and start to fight with one another. Then only, I believe, will there be real workable solutions, specifically to achieve the 17 Sustainable Development Goals.
The closing remarks by CIFA's executives highlighted the vital role of financial advisors as independent agents on the world stage.
To put the priority, I would say that distrust and in general what's going on with the constant monitoring of the personality and the private sphere are getting very, very heavy to all the people. And this is why, basically, we had chosen the theme of Outsiders today, because most of the people start feeling themselves as being sort of outsiders of the normal society.
We are in a full transition. We know that the financial system will have to change, because what was implemented in the Bretton Woods Agreement at the end of World War II is not really the way the world operates nowadays. And we're in a major economic shift, If you look at what's happening with the internet and the spread of knowledge actually in the world, you can compare this to what happened 500 years ago when somebody invented the printing press and suddenly disseminated information that only a very limited class had. All this is going to create disruptions, not only at the political level, but at consumer level, where people will have other access, will start to consume differently.
3 days, a new format, a wide range of world experts and over 20 panels made this year's exclusive International CIFA Forum in Monaco a resounding success.